fans, welcome back to the Metal Hand of God podcast. I am your host, Wayne, and you know my...
Be careful.
That guy, you know, the dude, the one who always
Careful.
doesn't want me to say things about him. But the guy over there on the other side of the microphone is...
I am the Rum Guy. How y'all doing?
See, I was nice. I didn't say anything
was nice.
stupid.
It was very nice. And we have a very special guest with us today.
Do we?
We do.
What's his name?
Brian.
And where's he from?
I don't know where he's from, but he's with a really cool band, the Green Mantles.
Hey, what's up, Brian? Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you.
Now, are you from Louisiana?
I moved to New Orleans when I was 1, but I was born in West Palm Beach, Florida.
Oh, okay. Oh, well, that's cool. So you're technically a native to a point, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I moved here, I guess, maybe late 74 or something like that.
Okay. Well, and then do you go back to Florida at all, or you just kind of...
Yeah, there was a time period that there was a Green Mantles located in South Florida in Fort Lauderdale for a while. So I would go back there and live there off and on. But yeah, I went to school there.
Oh, cool. Well, I'm sure Louisiana's glad to have you. I was listening to your stuff, man. It is pretty damn cool.
Well, thanks, man. Glad you
like what is the story of you and the band? I know you probably get asked this all the time, but you know, if you were to sum it up in a Cliff Notes version, tell us the Green Mantles.
Okay, the Green Mantles started in 2002. We did our first show on Halloween of that year, and
oh, cool.
There's been a lot of different people in and out of the band. It sometimes goes by the name Tribe of Green Mantles, and so there's probably been 30 some odd people in and out of the band.
Oh wow! Not all bass players, I hope.
No, a lot of bass players. I've got like 8 or 9 bass players.
Wow.
But yes. But yeah, there's the Campbell brothers who play Green Mantles in Fort Lauderdale, and Jason Goodman as well sometimes. And then there's the guys Lance and Chip who play with me up here. Mm-hmm. And then there's Tom Klopp, who plays with me when we're overseas. He's from Prague. Well, he's from here, but he's living in Prague. And I know I'm leaving somebody out, but yeah. Well, there's the Eifert brothers as well, and they sometimes play with us. In fact, Chris Eifert will be playing with us, I believe, Friday. So
nice.
I was gonna say, because I've seen some of your videos and some of your live performances, which are very good. But I was like, some of these people, they seem different every time I'm looking at a video, and that's probably why.
That could be it. Well, yeah, Lance is out of Ocean Springs, and Chip, who's been playing bass, he used to play bass with us a long time ago, and then he rejoined a few years back, and he's from the New Orleans area, and so I do a lot of shows with him. But yeah, sometimes we'll switch up drummers in case somebody can't make it. Sometimes we use drum machine too. So
cool, man. Well, whatever works, and it's turning out fine. I can tell you that.
Well, thank you, man. And so yeah, that's about that's pretty much the story.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. So you'll be playing this Friday, right?
Yeah, we'll be playing at Babylon.
Yeah.
It's going to be a cool venue because it's a very intimate setting.
It's going to be you guys and an acoustic act. Gentleman by the name of, I'm trying to remember offhand, but let me look it up. I got it right here. God damn, I'm bad with names. You know
yes,
that.
you are.
You know that, right? Everybody knows this. His name is Michael Strickland. He's playing an acoustic act before you guys.
Okay.
So it should be pretty cool. It should be a good show.
Yeah.
Kind of mellow, hanging out. It's gonna be rocking after, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I like Babylon. We played there, I think, when it first opened a long time ago, and then it seems like years went by, and then like recently, I guess we've been playing there fairly often, I guess.
Yeah, well, see, what happened was when it first opened, there was other people dealing with the booking and stuff.
Right.
And then I talked to Rob and was booking some shows there through our podcast, just doing some stuff for us. And he asked me if I wanted to do it permanently. And I'm like, yeah, fuck, I'll do it for you, man. So I've been booking it for almost 3 years now, and it's been picking up.
The 8 Unholy Nights thing works really well.
Yeah, that thing really, pulls in a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see more local shows. I'm in the Mandeville area now, so I'm never close to anything, and then we play a lot. So
Yeah.
I wish I could see more local bands. It seems like we're always traveling to every show. We're never close to anything. We're not even close to each other, really, like the band members. So.
Is there any venues close to you in Mandeville? I don't know of any venues out there.
No, I mean, there's Ruby's Roadhouse, which we played a million years ago, but that's it's more like cover bands, I guess. Sometimes we play cover band gigs too. So,
Right.
But we do the same set we would do if we were playing the original set. So I don't know. We kind of sneak into those cover bands.
What is the I don't know what the word is. What I hear and what you're going to say are probably going to be possibly two different things, but tell me what is the theme, what is the drive, the creation of the Green Mantles? I mean, what is
style?
If your style, your label, what are you? What would you consider you as the music?
Well, I would say there is a kind of a formula to Green Mantles. Every song that we do is danceable. You can dance to every song. So we write dance
that's
songs
cool.
in that respect. And then there's kind of like, I guess, sort of like a Jesus and Mary Chain style guitar thing going with I don't know, I guess blues influences and different things like that going on. And just there's so many different things that all of us like, like our drummer's really in the Stevie Wonder, and then our bass player is really in the Typo Negative, and
yay!
So you got people in all kinds of different directions that like different things. The guys that play with me, the Campbell brothers in South Florida, were like progressive grindcore guys, but they sort of liked the Green Mantles thing and came in and played with us. So even though they might be playing, like, I guess the Green Mantles kind of has a rockabilly vibe to it, but when grindcore guys play rockabilly, it's probably different than if country guys are to play it.
A little bit.
So,
Well, it's interesting because I listening to so many of your songs and stuff now that I keep hearing, so like you said, so many different styles. Because I'm a musician, Wayne's a musician, and we. As musicians, we all kind of break things down. Like, you hear it as a unit, and then when you're watching a live show, at least for me, all of a sudden now I'll focus on this person. I'm checking them out. Then I focus on this person.
Sure.
And I'm like, how is that working out? That's really cool how it's meshing. But you hear so many different styles, but your personal influence. I mean, what are you? What do you feel?
There's so much stuff. I mean, I guess I grew up, I really loved the 50s music when I was a real little kid. And I think that's because it was retro in the 70s or something that played the 50s.
Sure.
And then, being a kid of the 70s, I was a big Kiss fan, still am. So that sort of made its way in. And then I liked a lot of punk stuff and, sort of.
I can hear the old punk influence.
Yeah. And surf and. I like we do a lot of covers of groups like The Cure and Depeche Mode and that sort of thing. So that's in there. And
that's funny because Wayne heard, he would mention, he was like, you got to hear this band because it's like I'm hearing like notes from The Cure and stuff in here.
Yeah,
like not their exact thing, but I mean you can,
right.
That
you can
vibe,
pick out
you can feel
the vibe.
Yeah, it was cool.
Right, and I guess, and again, going in another direction, I suppose, I was always a big Black Sabbath guy, too, so that's all in there, too. I guess. Country, just everything, just so many different things going on, it's hard to really say. It's kind of, as long as it fits into the format that you can dance to it, then that's pretty much it. We could do anything as long as it fits that.
Because I really feel, I hear and I feel there is a specific time between 1968 and 1971. And there's a sound, and what's interesting is I don't know if you're doing it on purpose to create that feel, which it sounds like you're not doing it on purpose, but there is a feel that between 68 and 71 that bands from the UK were coming through at that point in time, and it wasn't quite acid rock, it wasn't quite punk, it wasn't, but it was like the birth of, like you said, like a danceable pop rock type feel that was coming through. Like you had bands like you probably don't know these bands, like the Flower Pot Men. And,
right, I know you're talking about, sure.
And like then when you got moved into the 70s, you had like the band T-Rex, and you had stuff like
T-Rex,
that.
Yeah,
the bands
T-Rex
Sweet and Deep Purple, and you had that type of feel right in there. And I'm like, I'm hearing some of the like things that are going on with not just your vocals, but I'm hearing like just with the guitar, how it meshes with the bass, how it goes with the everything. And I'm like, man, I'm really feeling this. It's like a specialized genre like that fits into that slot, which is you don't hear it anymore, and it's a very cool sound because it's something you're not hearing it on the radio, you're not hearing it when you go out to the clubs anywhere else. So it's a really kind of a really nice change of pace.
Well, that's good to know. Yeah, I think T-Rex, obviously that I'm always into T-Rex, and I like Sweet, and I like that kind of glam thing that was going on, I guess, in that era. And I said the Kiss thing, so that's sort of a heavier version of that, really, So that might be what what that is, I guess.
I mean it. I don't mean anything coming out of my mouth that is to take away from anything you're doing. I think, if anything, I'm trying to give you a compliment because it's a really cool sound that you have.
Thank you. Well, thank you, man.
It really definitely is. I mean, Wayne, what do you think?
What do you mean? What do I think? I told you what I thought. I love this shit. I think it sounds great.
Thank you.
Well, you probably are able to hear them more than I am down there because this is the first time I was able to like.
True.
I was like,
True.
He was like the Green Mantles. I'm like, okay, I don't know who this is. Let me because when I start to research shit, I kind of overdo it. And I was like, oh man, and then I get obsessed with it, and I start breaking it down, and then I'm like, oh my god, what is this? I was like, but when you said that one bass player is into like Typo Negative, and I'm like,
yeah, he got excited because that's one of his favorite bands.
Yeah.
So
which is he started off as a fan of Green Mantles, so he probably liked that it's a deep voice too. It's kind of heavy and there's a deep voice going on. So I think that maybe it was what attracted him to it because he used to just come to our shows and then wound up playing with us.
Well, how's the year since January? How's it been treating you and the band as a whole?
Oh, we're doing pretty good. There's a movie called Overtime that's being made in the UK and by a guy named Mario Cavone.
Cool.
And I guess he's big in the comic book world or something in the UK. And so he was making a movie, and we wound up getting on the soundtrack for that. We wrote a song for that.
Very cool.
So that's really good. And then we're going back to Scotland in July and going to go do a show in Prague in late July, something like that. And so that's always fun. And I guess, like I said, over the last few months, it's been pretty good. It's sometimes it's hit or miss, but pretty good. Like shows generally in January and February aren't as well attended, but they were pretty good this year. So we'll see.
Oh, good. I mean, I like to travel too. So I mean, but what out of the U.S. countries, what is one of the favorite ones you like to go to or play in?
Absolutely love Edinburgh, Scotland. I mean, because of all the places that we went, anywhere overseas, it's a lot easier, in my opinion. Once you're over there, once you get over there, it's a lot easier. There's a lot bigger audience. They don't really even have to know who you are, and there'll still be a lot of people there. But Edinburgh, Scotland, great people. It's an inexpensive city. You can get around really easy, and if you can't get a gig there, you can't get a gig anywhere. There's just places to play everywhere. And
Edinburgh was huge in especially in the early 70s for the punk scene. I mean, punk was really coming out of Edinburgh.
Well, yeah, what's funny is that I was there last time, and they were doing a benefit, and I was like, well, it'd be cool if Exploited were playing because they're local, and sure enough, Exploited was playing.
Damn, that's cool.
And I got to hop up and sing with them, so I was like, oh, that's really awesome.
Dude, that's freaking awesome, cool. Dude. Yeah. Dude, that's incredible. I remember listening to, I can't remember what album I had by them when I was a kid. I bought this son of a bitch because it was really, like, the artwork was really cool on the outside. I was like, oh, man. This is so cool.
Well, we've talked about that before. That's what we used to do is when we bought albums and
shit,
we'd always buy it. buy it for the artwork because you didn't know what the band sounded like yet.
Well, it's because we were in that generation though, where we actually bought the records to listen to and not listen to one track or download one track and it's over. You know,
Right.
We bought records and we went through the entire, so to speak, journey with a record, or an album or a CD, whatever you want to call it.
It was like listening to the audio version of a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it was. And I grew up in the middle of fucking nowhere,
Yeah.
So I mean, I had to travel a decent ways to get to the quote unquote record store. I mean, so I'd get there and I would have my money that I'd saved up, and I'd go in, and we didn't go very often. It was like once a month we go into the big city, quote unquote. I'm using quotation fingers.
The big city.
And then we'd go in there, and then I would just drop everything I had on music. And I'd go, and I didn't know. I mean, I know what I liked, but I didn't want to buy the same stuff all over again because I'd go in and be like, this looks interesting. I'll buy this one. This is weird. I like this. And I just start buying them. I'd buy 5-6 albums. I had no idea who all these people were until I got home. And then it was like a grab. It was like, ooh, this is great. Then it's like, oh, this blows. Why did I buy this?
Yeah, right. I remember going to like a Kmart as a kid, and like they had like the cheap cassette tape bin.
Yes.
And I would go look through it, and I would be like, oh look, this is $2, and I'd pick up like these.
Yeah, but that was
tapes.
always like Dionne Warwick and like Yanni.
Well, when I picked up tapes out of there, I picked up stuff that looked cool. Like I picked up. I remember it was the first time I ever heard the band Accept. I bought the Accept Balls to the Wall fucking like cassette tape for $2 in a Kmart, And I went home, and when I put it on, I was like, "This is the best $2 ever."
Right.
It's weird how how we kind of tailor ourselves at a young age to what we like, what we don't like, and to see how it carries through as an adult. Yeah. It's really bizarre. I mean, it's cool. Don't get me wrong, but I kind of feel bad, and we're sounding mature when we're talking about that. I'm not going to use the O word. I'm not using the O word, but
bitch, we old.
but we sound mature to the point of I feel bad for a lot of people who are like I've got a niece, right, and she's like, she goes to the store and she goes and gets a CD or something or whatever, but the bands she's listening to, I'm fine. She's happy with it, but is she going to be happy with that band? I mean, is she going to have the same in
20 years
feelings that we have 20 years, 30 years down the road, going, oh my God, I can't believe I. But because the stuff that's out, a lot of the stuff that's out right now is poorly rehashed versions of other crap.
Yeah, I mean,
sure. Yeah.
Look at it like this, okay? My wife, of course, everybody knows she's younger than I am, and so her music tastes were way different than mine. I mean, she does like a lot of the things that I do, like whatever, that's cool.
Yeah, but she's into like Gem and the Wiggles.
Gem, no, dude, Gem was not out. Gem was out when we were kids, you idiot. My wife grew up watching fucking Barney.
Wow.
All right, she was the Barney generation. Like her, I put it this way: she spent $700 of her own money to go see Justin Bieber when he played the Superdome here. She bought 2 tickets for her and her little brother.
It's crazy what people will pay for concert tickets.
It's stupid. It's dumb.
Insane.
Like honestly, Paul McCartney is playing tomorrow night. I think it's tomorrow night. Like tomorrow night here, and
you went to see him before.
I've seen him twice, but I've not paid the price that they are charging now.
Yeah.
Like when I saw him, I paid $150 to see him, which is a lot for me. But it was Paul McCartney, and I was like, okay, right. I'm gonna go see him. He's a fucking living legend. I love the Beatles. It was one of those things. So I went the first time with my mom. And then I went the second time with my mom. She wanted to go, so I went with her. And so now he's playing here, and the cheap seats are $400. Like what I paid $150 for is $400.
He's got a new album out.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's got a brand new album out. That's probably why he has to pay for it.
It's probably his
And
last album too. I guarantee you that.
Probably. I mean, it's funny. I was watching watched the whole thing. He did a talk show in the UK, and
Nice.
I watched a lot of the UK stuff, and he was talking about this new album and stuff. So, but man, what's Brian? What's the most you've ever paid for a concert ticket? And who was it?
Actually, I just got a ticket the other day, and of course, they throw all those service charges on and everything. And it was still only like $80, and it was the orchestral maneuvers in the dark with B-52s.
Oh, nice, dude.
Weird.
That's cool. That's gonna be a good. That's
really
gonna be a good
cool.
show.
Yeah. So, but I, like the Kiss thing that happened in February, I bought a ticket with the charges. It was like $50. I got it really cheap.
That's good. That's good.
You saw Mini Kiss.
Oh yeah.
I've
yeah,
never
that
seen
might
Mini
have been
Kiss.
good, too.
I want to book Mini Kiss so bad. Like I want them to play. I want to book Mini Kiss at Babylon. I think that would be the best fucking show.
That would be fantastic.
Would that not be cool? Like fucking
Absolutely.
Mini Kiss, dude. I'm trying.
Is there another tiny person band?
I don't know, but I
Band
think like
because I'd like to see like Mini Kiss and like Tiny Skid Row. Or Mini Kiss.
Mini Maiden, dude. Come on.
Oh,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome.
There you go.
Mini Maiden. God.
Be like
Yes.
333, the sign of kind of the beast.
Oh my God, that
That
would be
would
so
be
good.
awesome.
See Maiden for $17.
Yep, I did.
Oh,
I saw Iron Maiden for $14 or $15 when they
I saw
played.
Quiet Riot for $5.
God, it's crazy.
Well, I can understand that, but
You know, I mean, was it original Quiet Riot?
It was original Quiet Riot.
That's awesome. That's
They
good.
played at a YMCA in Butler,
I
Pennsylvania.
mean, they only had that one record that I know
yeah.
of.
It wasn't really it was more of a it wasn't really a riot anymore. It was kind of like a
It was just
silent tussle.
It was just quiet. That's all it was.
It was very quiet.
We are quiet.
I think I paid to see a big concert. I paid a lot of money to see concerts. I did the Metallica GNR tour. I went to 8 different tours with them.
That's
I did.
crazy.
I saw Grateful Dead. That was really the best part of Grateful Dead was everything else that was happening, not the Grateful Dead.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely not a fan of the Grateful Dead.
I mean, it was fine, but it was more of a.
Let's get
I don't
high
know.
and fuck.
That's why I was there.
Yeah, I know.
But I think the most expensive concert ticket I ever paid for was, and it was for my folks. I was like, I'm going to buy them for my folks, you know, and because they it's their thing, they like it, and it was Jimmy Buffett tickets.
Nice.
yeah.
Yeah, it was $325 a ticket.
For Jimmy Buffett?
Yeah,
wow.
fucking Jimmy Buffett charges some shit for
Hey
tickets.
man, look, just tell them next Jazz Fest, come down here. We'll $75. You can see Jimmy Buffett live and a bunch of other bands.
Well, this was crazy because it was like it was a full Parrot Head tour thing, and they had this was back in the '90s, you know. So I mean, it was
that was very expensive.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was
Back,
big deal. But I mean, I like Jimmy Buffett kind of. I got I live on islands.
Yeah,
I lived in Georgia.
I
and
don't
then
know,
lived,
dude. I think Jimmy Buffett and he to me he's lumped in with like Kiss and AC/DC, where they only made that one record.
Oh no, Jimmy Buffett had a lot of records, man.
But they all sound the same, is what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no really variation in any of the music.
Well, I don't know.
And
I don't know.
like AC/DC.
We'll agree to disagree.
AC/DC, what did they make? Back in Black 6 times after they made that record.
Sure. Motorhead did the same thing.
And Kiss, let me get on Kiss. Look, I know everybody out there that's a metalhead is gonna fucking yell at me and they say I'm stupid. But look, I love metal. I do. I can't fucking stand Kiss. Now that I said that, I just want to say it's because I just think they're terrible musicians. The best musician in it was the drummer. You know, Peter Criss was.
I never understand why people think Kiss aren't good musicians.
I think they're great musicians.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
dude.
they're good. They're really good.
Oh man.
I think the only thing that I don't really care about Kiss, and it's not that they're bad musicians. I think they were great. They were fine for what their thing. And they are masters of self-promotion.
Like I always tell people, I respect those dudes for what they did and what they, did for the music industry, because if it wasn't for them, you probably wouldn't be able to sell like a Iron Maiden toilet paper or a fucking, just things like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really were like the kings of fucking whoring themselves out.
Sure.
But here's the thing, though. I think the disappointment with me and Kiss is, okay, I'm looking at it now. Now let's just erase what you know about Kiss in your mind.
Right.
Just briefly. Let's tell yourself that I've never heard of Kiss and I've never been to this concert before. Okay. So you get there. Everybody's crazy. You're seeing the T-shirts. You go and you're looking at the stage. Here they come. It's massive. There's fire. It's great. And then all of a sudden it's that sound coming out of black metal-faced dudes.
Right?
And I'm like,
well, those black metal guys, they stole the Kiss's idea, so Kiss had the idea first. But
it just seemed to be a much angrier look than what was coming out of it.
I agree, yeah. I agree.
And you know what? I mean, look.
But for the glam metal type persona,
yeah,
very cool. And as that genre of music went, they were the coolest and the most evil looking.
Dude, they are a fun band. Don't get me wrong. They have a lot of fun songs.
Sure.
And I cannot...
Except for Beth. I can't stand Beth.
Really? I actually like that fucking song, dude.
Everybody likes Beth. I don't know why.
Not everybody.
Honestly, I think if we got rid of, what's his name, Paul Stanley, and put Peter Criss singing, I think that band would be 100 times better.
No. You just like Peter Criss.
Yes.
You just like Peter Criss because he took a picture with you and your kid.
No. I think he's got a better voice than Paul Stanley.
I don't know.
I really
Paul
do.
Stanley's...
I really do. I mean, I'm not being like trying to shit on the band or anything, but I really do think that Peter Criss does sing better than Paul Stanley. Now, I don't know if Paul Stanley
sounds a lot like Peter or sounds a lot like Paul Stanley in modern music right now. Every time I hear the guy sing, I'm thinking it's Paul Stanley. Is the lead singer from the band Atreyu?
Really?
Yeah, I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything from Atreyu in a long time. Like, the last thing I heard from them was like 10 years ago. So whatever their new stuff is, I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
It's weird because he does this one note. I'm like, oh my God, is this a Kiss song? I'm like, wait, no, it's Atreyu.
That's so weird. That's so weird because they go from like this hardcore band to fucking Kiss. What the fuck happened to them?
It was weird.
But yeah, that's just my opinion, man, on that band. I mean, like I said, I respect those guys for what they did. I really, really do. And I mean,
they're
everybody
a band
is...
that people are very divided about. A lot of people hate Kiss, a lot of people love them. So
it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre because the people originally that hated Kiss was, you look at the parental scene. The parents were like, "Oh my God, they're evil."
Yeah.
But they're talking about some chick named Beth. How bad can they be?
Right.
I'm just,
exactly.
They want to rock and roll all night. Woo.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's another thing.
Well, just the cultural impact of Kiss is ridiculous. Kiss,
That's
I would say, along with the Beatles and Kiss are probably the most culturally impactful.
I got to give you that. I got to give you that. That in a close three would be Maiden.
Maiden's a big deal
internationally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Kiss is just one of those things that if you dress up like Kiss and walk down the street, everyone's going to say, "Oh, look, it's Kiss." If you dress up black metal, everyone's going to say, "Look, it's Kiss."
Or hey, come on! If you dress up like a juggalo, they're going to say, "Oh, look, it's Kiss."
Oh, it's Kiss. They're going to think it's Kiss.
It's quite right. I mean, it really is. That's funny, man.
But like I said, dude, like Kiss is definitely, like you said, everybody. There are some big divisions between that, and I know like a lot of those, people. I mean, look, Ace Frehley, I think, is a great guitar player too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the two members that got thrown out of fucking Kiss were the best two members in the band. The other two.
I think we're talking about way too much Kiss right now.
I think. See, there you go. I think Paul Stanley's crap, and I think, what's his face, Gene Simmons is a complete asshole.
I don't even like Kiss. Why are we talking about him?
See, I'm not the only one.
Oh my God!
All podcasts are about Kiss ultimately, so there you go.
That's right. That's right. Because we're wearing.
It's like
I'm wearing fucking
Kevin
blackface.
Bacon.
What?
It's like Kevin Bacon.
Oh,
it always comes back to Kevin
everything
Bacon.
goes back to Kevin Bacon.
Well, Brian, you've been doing a lot of traveling. You've been a lot of places with the band. Your music is doing really, really well. But how do you see? Is there a difference that you see internationally to nationally when it comes to bands you're playing with? I mean, is there a sound difference that you're picking up on?
Well, it's when we play overseas, it's generally a greater variety due to the bills that we're on, because we'll be on these weird bills where you might have a heavy band and then you got an acoustic guitar player. We did a place in Edinburgh one time where a band got up and they covered songs from the first Death record.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then after that, there was an acoustic guitar player. Then there was us. It's like, okay, that's totally in absolutely different directions. So it seems like maybe it's a little more variety. They seem to be into anything over there.
And that's
what
I try. That's what I try to get Babylon's shows to be like, more of a variety, where I have like bands like you guys, and then I'll have like, I don't know, death metal band or something, like in that genre, because I want people who like both styles to stick around and listen to both acts, because look, they're really good. Check them out. You might like what they do. You never know.
Sure.
Well, it's nice to introduce a variety, especially if you're going out. A lot of people can't go to all the shows they want to go to.
Exactly.
Let's face it. So when especially let's look at a young couple. They're going out. It's like, oh, we don't got a lot to work with, but hey, there's some bands playing at this pub, or there's somewhere that we want to go check them out. Well, let's go listen to some music tonight, get a few beers, and hang out. Well, who's playing? It was like, who does it matter? There's going to be a variety on the bill, so there's going to be a little bit of everything. It was like, well, that's what you want, because you don't get to do it all the time.
Right, yeah. Well, I think in South Florida, for example, it's a different take. South Florida generally tends to be genre specific.
Okay.
For the most part, or they try to be anyway.
Yeah, like the Tampa death metal scene, right?
Yeah, well,
or Latin music and stuff like that. I mean, it all everything. I've been down to South Florida quite a bit, and there's you're absolutely right. I mean, you'll go and it's like it's all country bands tonight. It's all this tonight.
Yeah. And Fort Lauderdale was very glam, like a long time ago. Well, I say a long time ago, a while back. And then, like, Fort Lauderdale's rock and roll. Miami is very techno, and then, of course, Tampa had like death metal, which you'll sort of see death metal floating in between Tampa and Fort Lauderdale as well. So, like I said, the guys that I play with down there, I mean, they call themselves grindcore, but they're not really what you would consider a grindcore. They're more like a progressive, skinny puppy meets Frank Zappa meets Slayer kind of thing. I don't know.
Yeah, because my consideration of grindcore would be like anal cunt,
Yeah, I mean, they have elements of doing that sort of thing, and they call themselves grindcore, but they're more prog. Like, the guy plays a 9-string guitar.
Oh, yeah, definitely not. Yeah.
So, but yeah, they tend to be, always, no one knows where to put them. So they're in, they have their roots in death metal or whatever, but they get on these death metal bills and people are looking at them, puzzled. They have no idea what to make of it. So,
Well, speaking of traveling and going all over the place, I think this is about the right time where we will take a little break and introduce everybody to a new segment we have on our show.
Oh, which one's that?
It's called The World versus Matt. It's where one of our friends who travels quite a bit for his job interacts with weird and strange individuals, and basically this is the result of like incidents that happen to him while he's on the road. So it's pretty fucking funny. It's a new thing. This is his first time doing this stuff. So
that was good.
All right, guys. So here we go. This is The World versus Matt.
Check it out.
On this episode of The World vs. Matt, we will learn the stories of those individuals whom he has come in contact with or observed on his travels state to state. These are stories from the road. Interesting things that we may not even realize. Observations of human behavior. Maybe some other stories along the way. The World vs. Matt, Stories from the Road, will take you on an interesting journey looking at people in their natural and unnatural habitat. Check it out. The World vs. Matt.
Hello, and welcome to The World vs. Matt. In today's episode, we discuss car rentals and the joys and hassles that you deal with when doing so. So we'll take it back to the start of my week. Needed to rent a car for work to travel from one place to another, as most people do. And I walk into the rental shop, and the clerk is on the phone with a customer. So naturally, I sit down patiently and wait, but listening in at the same time. And I overhear that this particular customer didn't drop her car off with a full tank of gas and was being charged the additional fee that one rental car places do when you don't do that. And it was like twice the going rate of whatever the current gas price pumps were. And naturally, this lady was very upset. Very upset. She wouldn't want to pay. She had to go to the hospital to meet her friend or something, so she didn't have time to get gas. So, okay. The clerk understood her dilemma, but he said, "Our policy is that we must charge this. It's written on the signs. It's on your rental agreement." She continued to fight him, and the clerk gave in. He asked her, "What is the current pump price for gas right now?" And she, naturally being a gas expert, mastermind, if you will, spouted out $2.32, whatever it was, and that's what he charged her for the fuel, and let it go, and hung up the phone, told her to have a great day. And then it was my turn, and I simply stated, "You should have charged her the full price. That's the policy." "Well, she had extenuating circumstances. She had to go to the hospital to meet her friend." "Okay, I understand. Anyway, let's take care of my car rental, please." So we get all the paperwork going out there, and I get out to my car, and I ask the man, "How much gas is in it?" He simply states, "Why, there's just under a half a tank." Oh, in my mind I think, well, now I have to stop for gas before I can go anywhere. But that's okay. So I get my keys, I get in the car, and I load it up to my first destination before I head off to work, which just so happens to be the hospital, to go see my friend, who's been in there for over a month. But I had to stop and get gas first. So just think about these things, people, that your small little actions do affect everyone else around you. The butterfly effect is a real thing. Stay tuned for next time, when I give you more wonderful stories from the road on World vs. Matt.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of The World vs. Matt. Stories from the road. Join us next time for some amazing new insight on the human condition, seen through the eyes of the roamer, Matt. The World versus Matt. See you next time.
So yeah, that was the new segment. I feel bad for him and the poor guy who had to deal with that shit at what was it, the rental car place? That's sad.
I think it was, yeah. Well, hey, it happens. But that was funny. I think he did a great job.
Yeah, he did good. He was You know, he was excited. He got really excited when I sent him the intro and outro stuff, and he was like, "Dude, those are so great, man. That was inspiration." So
I'm glad he liked him.
Yeah, he was super stoked.
It was a pain in the butt, man.
So anyway, man, what else you guys got going on? Y'all are recording anything? Y'all are getting ready to put out something new, maybe, or what's happening?
Yeah, we still we get into, we record here and there, and we put stuff up on SoundCloud or Reverb Nation. That Overtime soundtrack thing is coming out, I think, in October, which ties in with that movie that the guy's making. So I think they're doing that on vinyl, but I'm not totally sure.
Wow, that's interesting.
So that should be kind of cool. And so we got that, and then we're going back overseas in July, and then it's pretty much after that, just still playing around.
How long will you be overseas, and when you leave in July?
Mid-July to the first week of August.
Okay,
nice.
Well, that's nice time then. Do you ever run into problems with your gear getting misplaced?
Well, yeah. Last time I was coming back, and I stopped through Amsterdam on the way back. I just wanted to see that place for a few days. And
sure, maybe get a brownie quote.
Yeah, that was readily available, and but it's readily available here too. So the changeover in planes, they wound up keeping. They didn't have enough time, and so they had to hold the guitar for a day, and then they sent it to me. Sent me to the hotel. So that wasn't a big deal. Worst thing that ever happened to me, and when you're taking these long trips overseas, you get kind of jet lagged or whatever, and you're not thinking, and so I was going into Edinburgh one time, and they said, "What are you doing here?" And it's like, "Oh, I'm playing some gigs." Stop. And they tore all my stuff apart, and they're like, "How much money are you making?" Well, you can only make so much money without a work visa. And they,
wow.
Yeah, they held me for like an hour and a half, and well, why would you come here if you're not making X amount of money or whatever? And it's like, well, there's a lot of people that come here, so I don't know. I'd come here because it's fun. I'm not expecting to get rich here, but so I'll never use the word gig. I'll just be, I'm visiting friends, or I'm vacationing or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah, that's your best bet.
Always lie.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit, man. That's crazy.
I was held at the New Orleans airport.
This is funny.
Oh, really?
This is the funniest story ever.
Yeah, we were going on a camping trip.
Yeah, the legendary MHOG podcast, before it was a podcast.
Camping trip.
Right.
So I get there, and apparently it was Wizard World was going on? Some sort of fucking con.
It was some convention that was going on here. It wasn't Wizard World because it was before Wizard actually got started.
It was some sort of convention where they do cosplay. Okay. So everybody was dressing up in costumes and stuff. Well, I get there. The reason and I have a pop-up tent. So it looked like a gigantic green vinyl shield that I had strapped to my back. So you had this big round circle. So,
so cool.
I get there, and first dumbass we're talking with here, Wayne, he was supposed to pick me up.
I told you I was going to pick you up.
Yeah, but he didn't tell me I had to stay at the airport for 4.5 hours and wait for him.
But I did.
No, you didn't.
Yeah.
But I did.
So neither here nor there. If that was the case, I would have got a taxi, bro. So standing in the airport, and I'm just kind of walking back and forth, and I've got this big shield on, and apparently I was looking kind of shifty. So before I get picked up by the police, I have these 4 picture the nerdiest people you've ever seen in your life. 1 girl, 3 guys, all kind of look like versions of Sheldon from Big Bang Theory. They come over to me and they're like, "Hey, are you a turtle?" And I'm just kind of surprised. I'm like, "What? Are you a turtle or are you a knight? Is that your shield?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, it's a shame these people are all a little slow." I said, "No, I'm just kind of hanging out, man. It's I didn't want to be bothered." He goes, "Because we're going to the convention and I'm gonna be like Gandalf, and they're going through this whole thing, and I'm really trying to get away from them because they're just really creeping me out at this point." And I'm like, no, I'm not a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. I'm not a Shield, or I'm not a Knight. But, you know, have a great time. So I'm walking away, and the security comes over and gets one on either side of me. It was like, sir, you've been standing here for around 2.5 hours. You're going to have to come with us to security. I'm like, what did I do? So they take me there. It was this whole issue, trying to explain what was going on. What did I have to do with the 4 people I was talking with? Absolutely nothing.
Right.
And it was very bizarre. And they ripped all my stuff out. The funny thing was, I said, don't open the tent. And he was like, why should we open the tent? I'm like, I'm telling you, it'll be a mistake. Don't open the tent.
Yeah.
So again, that was my thing. I learned, don't tell them not to do something.
Right, because they're going to, yeah, absolutely.
So they opened it up. So you know those type of sunshades you throw in the windows of your car? You know, they just kind of pop open. Yeah, imagine a whole tent in like popping up, inflating type of deal. Mm-hmm. He opened the tent. The whole tent popped up, filled the room, hit the guy in the face. One guy flew backwards into the wall. Now I've got angry security guards and a whole tent in this tiny room the size of a closet. I'm like, you're all idiots. I told you not to do it.
And you said, don't open the tent.
Don't open the tent. I was so pissed when Wayne came to finally. Oh no, Rusty came and got me because Wayne was too. Yeah.
Because I was at work.
Yeah, too busy. Couldn't come on his lunch break.
Yeah,
see, so what I'm trying to tell you, Brian, is have good friends to pick you up at the airport. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, the airline industry tonight. Well, actually, you know what? Now to think of it, we flew out of Scotland one time into Paris, and we were just there for a short period, and we were leaving, and the guitar did get stuck in Paris. So when I got back home here, they didn't have it. So I had to, go back over, days later when they're like, oh, it's in the Paris airport. Hold on. I'm like, all right,
It's just aggravating because there's always horrible. That chance you're not going to see it again.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. That is.
I mean, I've lost so much shit over the years through airports and security, and I mean, whatever, weed, whatever. I'm just joking. It wasn't weed, but so much stuff that I've lost through the airports, and there's actually a warehouse. And there's a place you can go online and look. You type in lost luggage auction. You can go bid on people's shit. I think that's funny. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff you can buy for cheap.
Yeah.
That's how I got one of my bases. I bought it on that site.
Yeah, the airline industry is terrible, and probably whoever had that base had some kind of insurance or something. Maybe
I'm
they
hoping.
Got themselves another one. But yeah, the airline industry is a disaster. It's horrible. It's torture. It's I like traveling, but I hate that aspect of it.
Yeah. I bought it. It was paid $300 for a Tobias bass. I'm like a Tobias 12-string bass at the time. I was like, what? That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I couldn't play it for shit, but I bought it.
I've done that many a times. Bought things where I was like, "Oh yeah, I want to do this," and I'm like, "Yeah, I suck at it."
I just took it after a while. I took it to the pawn shop and got like $500 for it. It's like sweet. It was probably like a $1,200 guitar or more. Yeah. But that's how it goes, man. Well, I'm glad everything's going great, and I urge everybody listening to the show to go check out the Green Mantles because they're doing they're making an interesting sound that you need to check out, and your videos are quite interesting as well.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What is who's doing the videos? I mean, who's coming up with that idea?
Are you talking about the Swamp Thing video with the naked girls? That one? Or?
Sure. Because I want to shake their hand. Who's doing that?
That was Lance, our drummer, the guy from Ocean Springs, and me and him kind of worked out how to do that one, and then he did Blood Beach. Blood Beach was all his idea, and the other one, we kind of worked together on. So
super cool, man. Because it's kind of funny because the era in which those that film comes from kind of fits a lot of the music. I mean, it works well with it.
Yeah,
for sure.
So cool. If you haven't seen the videos, go check it out.
Go check them out. Yeah, they're fucking great.
Yeah, and with the Swamp Thing though, make sure make sure your kids are.
It's NC-17 people. NC-17.
Yeah, NC-17 for sure.
For tits.
Yeah.
It was funny because I was like, I had it on. I was listening to the music. I wasn't paying attention to the video. And
Yeah.
and I'm like, I look up and I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at? It was fucking funny, man. I was like, all right, there's titties everywhere.
Yeah.
No, I pulled out the sense of humor, and I think too the different incarnations of the band have had different elements of humor that came in, and Lance is definitely a fun guy, like a funny sort of guy. He brings out more of the humor than probably anyone else. So that sort of thing, the Blood Beach thing, especially.
That's fucking cool.
Right up his alley.
Yeah,
I
man,
think it's
definitely.
So how many before I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No,
Wayne.
go
How
ahead,
many
go ahead.
shows do you have coming up in the New Orleans area?
We have something at the Goat on June the 28th, and then of course we've got the thing this Friday at Babylon. I think in the New Orleans area. I don't even know. A lot of the shows we're doing out are like in Pascagoula and Ocean Springs and stuff. Seems like there's something else happening in New Orleans, but I can't even remember. Yeah, that might be the yeah. There's not too much good planned before we're in Europe. So yeah, I think the Goat is the next thing that would happen.
What
We usually
date?
like
What date is
so.
the Goat show?
June the 28th.
Okay, yeah, because basically, people, if you guys are listening to this, it's because it's after the Friday show at Babylon. Yeah. This comes out after that show, so you're talking in the future.
We are time travelers here at the MHOG.
That's right.
Our show has its own flux capacitor, and we do our own thing. So.
Yeah, we're rebels without draws.
Yeah.
But I've never been to the Goat before, so see what that's like.
Yeah, no, I haven't either. It's a fairly new venue, is what I understand.
Where's it located at?
I don't know.
Somewhere
Oh, you
in
don't know where the
New
Goat's?
Orleans.
No, I don't.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate that.
That'll make it a little easier for you.
I mean, is it? Do you know if it's downtown, outside, or we don't know?
I believe it's in the downtown area, but I'm really not too certain.
Hey,
I
everybody,
don't know.
go Google the Goat.
Yeah, I make you do more work.
Yeah.
But they're starting to have shows there, I guess, on a regular basis. So we're playing with Saint Rock and another group called Burn.
Nice,
Okay.
both good bands. Burn is from Mississippi, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Saint Rock's a good band. They're from out here. They're doing acoustic shows now.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're actually, I think they're playing at Babylon. Shit, I know they're playing at Babylon, and I want to say it's sometime in July.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Very cool.
I think so. I'm not really sure. I have so much shit going through my head right now. You know.
That's why we call you a shithead.
Ha ha ha! No, they're playing in June 21st. Speaking of, we have to run our little commercial here, right this segment. Brian, do you do anything else besides music? Do you collect things?
I used to, when I was younger, I used to collect comics here and there, and then I'd kind of go in and out of it. And I used to collect records here and there, but not at the moment. I don't collect as much as I used to, I guess.
Are you trying to say you like, I'm not a nerdy guy, that I'm grown up? You guys are
well,
babies.
I what would be comics. I would go through phases where I really was into something or whatever, and then when I was really young, I was really into comics, like BSI, the BSI store.
Hell yeah, big fan of BSI.
Well, I remember when BSI was a bookstore, and
Yep.
my dad had taken me to that, and it was just a used bookstore. But the owner, Carl, at the time was like, "Oh, we got comic books too." So
Yeah, Mr. Carl.
and I used to collect. Well, I say I used to. I've got the newest subscription to Fangoria, so I
Nice.
have a lot of the Fangorias. So, but
that's cool.
I just kind of faded out from collecting just because I don't like to have I'm a minimalist, so I don't really like to have.
Well, you
too
do a
much
lot of
stuff.
traveling, so I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard to.
Yeah, and that exactly, So I just got to where I got more and more minimal as time went on. But occasionally I'll get into it, And
Well, that's fucking
Well,
cool, man.
You know what you need to have? You need to have the Green Mantles pop vinyl.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody seems to be collecting this stuff.
Yes, and that's why, and that's where we're going into this nice little commercial right here. Where our friends at the North Shore Pop Culture and Collectibles Shop want us to run this little ad for them, and they have all kind of stuff. They mostly deal in Funko stuff. You know, anything Funko they have.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking awesome. So here you go, guys. Check out this fucking commercial.
Funko Pop Culture. Funko Pop Culture. A brand new store. Amazing collectibles you need to check out. North Shore Pop Culture Collectibles, specializing in all things Funko. Funko Pop Culture. Buy, sell, or trade. North Shore Pop Culture Collectibles is the place for serious collectors. And when they say specializing in all things Funko, they're not kidding. This inventory is massive. So much stuff. So many items at North Shore Pop Culture Collectibles. You never know what you're gonna find. You may find another gem you weren't even looking for. So don't forget to call or stop by North Shore Pop Culture Collectibles, specializing in all things Funko. Located at 1394 Corporate Square Boulevard, Slidell, Louisiana, 70458, or call 985-265-4279. Check them out! It's Funko! It's pop culture. You can't go wrong. Funko Pop Culture.
So yeah, like there you go. Go if you want anything to deal with Funko Pops or anything to do with Funko in general. Go check those guys out because the collection is huge. They have anything you want from that at all. Believe me, it's great.
Yeah, I mean it's amazing how many people collect these things.
I mean, everybody knows I'm
weird.
I'm a toy collector, so
Yeah,
I have a ton of those fucking things.
yeah, but they're usually adult toys. So
Shut up. Well, I don't have a like a gun cabinet with a bunch of dicks in it or anything.
First off, it'd be impressive if you did because you're using a gun cabinet.
Right?
That's bizarre. But whatever.
Gotta keep those joints in locked and key. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Brian, do you go? Do you take any time off? Do you get to go on any vacations, or I mean, you got family time, anything like that?
Well, it seems like every time I'm on a vacation, it is tied in with doing shows and everything. But the way we've always traveled is that we would pick an area or a general area where we would, like, if we go to Edinburgh, it could be 2 weeks in Edinburgh and then just do a bunch of shows in that area. And
Sure.
this year I am going to go out to Prague because it's my friend that I play with out there going to do a show out there. But I'm always there for a while, so it's not so much like, okay, let's go overseas and play a different town every night. It's more like find a town and hang out there and meet people and just kind of get to know people and then kind of get in on that scene. So that seems to be more whenever I'm vacationing. That's what happens. So
Nice. Well, I got some great contacts now in Spain and everything. So if you're ever that way,
cool.
let us know. And
Yeah.
I've got a really good friend of mine's got a club there in Barcelona.
Cool.
So it's not a huge club. It's a little bigger than the Babylon, but it's very cool. It's got a stage and a nice setup.
I love to see Barcelona. I definitely would like to visit there.
It's a cool town. I'll give you that. Wayne, you need to go there because you'd love it, man.
Yeah, I actually need to go overseas sometime, man. But I don't know when I'll be able to do that, but it'd be nice.
Just go. Just you don't tell anybody. Just sneak away.
Yeah, I can see me just saying, all right, guys, I'm taking off work today.
Yeah, just become a missing persons for a while, and then they'll find you and they'll be really happy they found you, and you just say, I don't know what happened. Just claim you were abducted by aliens or something. It'll be fine.
No.
Well, God, see, you're too responsible.
I know. I have a fucking 3-year-old son. I can't leave my kid.
I got a kid. I got a family. I can't have fun.
I never said
I'm
I
so
couldn't
sick
have
of your
fun.
excuses.
I never said I couldn't have fun. I just don't want to leave my poor kid.
Well, he'll understand. Toughen him up, man. Toughen him up. I had a kid one time. I left him. It wasn't mine, but I left him.
I let it go.
I'm gonna let that lay there and be awkward.
Right. That's what I did. I just paused for a second. I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna let it go.
That's hysterical.
Brian, we were talking about you liking the Fangoria magazines.
Sure.
You should check out our friend of ours, Mitch Raffner. He does a book called Gore Noir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's very cool. It's
Super nice guy.
It's like that old school, horror, bringing back the stuff, man. It's very cool.
Very nice. Yeah, is it local or?
No, he's from Texas.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that sounds really good. I'll check that out.
No, he's got a great website. He's super nice guy, and it's neat because he does his stuff a lot like a lot of the old magazines that you don't see on the shelves anymore.
It's very cool.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, he's a nice guy, and he came on the show, and I've looked at his magazines and stuff, and they're very good. So I think you'd really dig it. I really do.
Absolutely, I'll check it out.
But
I was gonna say, who else is a nice guy, Wayne?
Who's a nice guy?
Rusty.
Rusty's all right. He's not really a nice guy.
Well, he can't be.
I mean,
he can't be.
He's okay to me. He's nice to you. I mean,
Rusty is our resident sports commentator.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he has this wonderful segment that he likes that it's like the wacky world of sports, and he goes out and finds the weirdest and most unusual
sports from different countries.
Yeah.
So everything from probably places you've been, places everywhere. Some of the weirdest shit happens out of Europe, but in Asia.
Like everybody's favorite so far with the segment was wife carrying. That was everybody's favorite. It
is weird sport. But he's got a new one he wants to share with everybody today if we can.
Oh yeah, man. Well, go ahead. Announce it.
All right.
Let me hear your drum roll and announce the major sports event right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you've been waiting for. The big ones, weird and wacky world of sports. Here we go. Sit back and relax. Let it roll, Wayne.
You got it, buddy.
Spanning the globe to bring you the constant variety of sport, the thrill of victory, and the agony of defeat.
Hi, everybody! Oh, false start. That's 7 points removed for Gryffindor.
And a surprise finger in the
Flippy 1, Flippy 2, Flippy 3, aerial spready, Flippy 4, descending spready, bouncing Jack in a box spready, Sonya Blade high kick, roly poly, Jackie Chan bullshit.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have your attention? I've just been handed an urgent and horrifying news story. And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
All right, grab your socks and hold your jocks. It's Sports Talk with the big man himself, Rusty. Yeah.
Howdy, boys and girls. It's your old buddy Big One coming back at you today. I found something pretty fun. I think you're going to like this one. I'm kind of doing it off notes, so I may wander a little bit, but overall, y'all will get the general idea, and I think you'll enjoy what I have to say, so sit back and relax, and here it comes. Today I found for you chess boxing. Chess boxing is a hybrid that combines two different things, playing chess and boxing. So one's a brain activity, one's a physical activity. Let's see here. It originated in a 1992 comic book, a French comic book, where basically there was a boxing match that went 12 rounds, and then after the 12 rounds, the two guys sat down and played a game of chess. The man that put this into real life decided that that was going to be, it's too much. So what they do is they have 11 rounds and they alternate between chess and boxing. Each chess boxing match begins and ends with a chess game. It's not just straight, it doesn't alternate. So you start playing chess, and if you make it through all the rounds, you'll end up finishing playing a chess game. Basically, it's just like real life boxing, where each round is 3 minutes long. Each chess game is each round, so boxing and chess is 3 minutes long, and you just alternate between rounds. In between rounds is about, I think they said 60 seconds long. So you start off with your chess game, you play for 3 minutes, you wait 60 seconds, then you get in the boxing ring and you box for 3 minutes, and then you take another 60-second break, you go back to chess. The chess game, it's just like you've seen on Bobby Fischer and all of that. They have the little chess timer, and you play a chess game, and each person is allotted X amount of time between moves. Sandbagging is not allowed. So basically, if you're not as strong of a chess player as your opponent, you're not allowed to stall playing chess to get back to where you have the advantage in the boxing ring, or vice versa. So if you are caught sandbagging, you're basically disqualified because you're trying to alter the game to give yourself an unfair advantage, which I think is, that makes things pretty fair in my opinion. There are different weight classes in chess boxing, just like real life boxing. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me find. There is, for men 17 and older, there is a lightweight, middleweight, light heavyweight, and a heavyweight, just like real boxing. Women, same thing. Light, middle, light, heavy, heavy. And basically you team up with people in your weight class and you play chess and box. There are different ways to win. You don't have to win both aspects of the competition to actually win the match. Say you get in the ring, you get in the boxing ring in the third round and you knock the guy out cold. You win. There is no, let's wake him up and play chess now. Also, if you get in the very first round and the guy smokes you at chess and beats you in the first round, the fight's over. You just lost without being able to throw a punch. So you should have worked on your chess game, Spunky. That's all I'm saying. So this is done mainly in Germany. Let's see, mainly in Germany. That's where it started. There is a lot of information on this as I'm scrolling through looking at it. Mainly in Germany. The first match took place in Berlin in 2003. And then there was a world championship fight that was held in Amsterdam in correlation with the Dutch Boxing Association and the Dutch Chess Federation, which, leave it to the Dutch. I don't know. I think it's pretty cool. I really do. I have played chess before. I'm not very good at it, but I have played it before. Never boxed, like real life boxing, but I've been in fights before. I think this does a really good job of combining two different things that would make for an interesting correlation. So you can't just be some big, dumb jock meathead and get into this kind of thing and expect to be able to win all the time. Vice versa, you can't be some pencil neck nerd who knows how to play chess really well and just get into this and dominate. You can't do it. You have to be very strong at both aspects of the competition to be successful, which takes some doing. I mean, not all athletic people are stupid, and not all non-athletic people can't be athletes. So it balances you out really well, which I think is pretty intriguing. I would watch some of this, to be honest with you. I would sit down and watch this just because I find it fascinating that this actually goes on. Now, find that, this, as far as, sitting down, watching a chess tournament, no, I'm not going to sit down and watch a chess tournament. There's no way. I can't do it. It'd be like watching paint dry. But if I turn on a chess tournament and somebody promises me that a fight's going to break out, I'll sit down and watch it because, that's how I am. So, yeah, Big One gives this one a big thumbs up, folks. I think this would be something really, really entertaining to take a look at. I think I'm going to go YouTube some of this and check it out. And I'll post what I find on Facebook for you lovely folks. If you find something, I advise you to do the same thing because I'd like to see it. If you haven't visited the Facebook page, it's Facebook. You get on Facebook and Big One's Wacky World of Sports. There's a picture of my big, beautiful face. I try to post there periodically. I got to tell you, I'm not very good at it, but I try. But go check it out. And hopefully you guys pick up some of this and check it out as well. I do this for you guys to entertain you and also to inform you. So go check out some chess boxing. Let me know what you think. That's about all I got on this one. So I'll catch you girls next time. Thanks. Bye-bye.
Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge.
Right about now, the funk soul.
Hey, somebody has run out on the field. Some goofball in a hat and a red shirt. Now he takes off the shirt. He's running down the middle by the 50. He's at the 30. He's bare-chested. And the guy is drunk. They got him.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal. People know me.
Yeah, we do, because you're Rusty, a.k.a. the Big One. Join us next time when he dives into the weird and wacky world of sports just for you. An MHOG Sports exclusive. All rights reserved. If anybody fucks with this, he'll probably kick your ass.
Man, that was weird.
And I'm so proud of Rusty. He does such a good, like I don't know if I could sit through as much research as that man does.
He does some massive research.
On some really stupid shit.
Makes us laugh. That's why we like it.
I love it. I love it. He does good jobs, man. And look, I want to thank everybody who does segments on our show because they really put their, heart into these things and they do a lot of work on them. We actually have I said two to you before, but there's 3 more segments that are in the works now. We have 3 new ones. Matt premiered tonight.
Right. Tonight. Right.
And then we have, I don't know if we should announce this one yet until it's done.
There's a secret one. We'll just keep it a secret.
There's a secret one. There's a movie one coming, and we have another one that's going to be dealing with a lot of underground things, like underground film, like indie films and indie music and things like that. So,
very cool. Very cool.
We're in the works, people. We got more shit coming for you. And we're going to have more shows from the Fillmore, by the way.
Lots of shows from the Fillmore.
Which those will start running next week. So be on the look.
Very cool.
Well, not next week,
one's
next
coming
episode.
up first, by the way? I can't even remember.
For the Fillmore?
Yeah. Which one do we want to run first?
Fuck, I don't even remember. I can tell you which ones we're going to be dealing with. We got a Monomarth coming.
Right.
We have Tenacious D, which everybody's going to go apeshit for those tickets. I guarantee you that.
Yeah, it's a hysterical show. It's fun.
We have Die Onward, which that's going to be interesting.
Definitely.
We have Stone Temple Pilots.
Yep.
And fuck, was there another one?
Oh, there's like 5 or more that I've got sitting there.
I that's just a warm up, guys. That's what we have so far.
That's just some.
You know,
Yeah.
I know there's a bunch more coming, but
that means there's going to be a lot more ticket giveaways.
Giveaways coming, guys. They are coming.
Lots of contests. So you'll get those tickets. You do the contest, you win the tickets. That's how it works, people. That's all you have to do.
And don't forget, don't forget. I'm just warning you guys now that the Tenacious D tickets are going to be really hard to get. because he
sells out.
Yeah, and on top of that, not on top of that they sell out, but they're going to be hard to get from us because I want this contest to be like insane. So it's going to be fun.
It has to be over the top fucking
right,
like a whole thing for these tickets.
Exactly.
And it's an event, people. I mean, when you go see a Tenacious D show, it's not just. I mean, they're surprisingly. I always say this, but they are really good musicians. It's very entertaining. The stage show is hysterical and fun, and you're sitting there going, I'm watching Jack Black play guitar. This is bizarre, but it's so over the top. It's worth going out to go see these shows. All of them. Amon Amarth, that's going to be nuts, off the chain. But so much going on for the summer concert series. So like I said, like Wayne said, just do the contest, win the tickets. Easy.
That's right. And back to our guest, Brian.
Brian, sorry about that. I need to know, where can everybody find the Green Mantles on the interweb?
Give them some addresses, some URLs, as the kiddies say these days.
Okay, well, we're on a couple different Facebook pages. There's Facebook, the Green Mantles, and then there's Tribe of the Green Mantles. It's the same.
Okay.
And then YouTube, it's like YouTube/user Green Mantles, and we're on SoundCloud.com, Green Mantles, and ReverbNation.com, Green Mantles.
That's great.
So
absolutely perfect.
So, well, thank you, Brian, for coming on the show, man. And,
thank you.
We had a good time. I mean, hope you did. Hope you did too, man. All right, and don't be a stranger. You should come back again sometime.
Yeah, we want to hear everything, especially when you get back from Europe. We want to hear all about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking cool, man. So let's wrap it. Let's get out of here. I was your host, Wayne, guys.
I'm the Rum Guy.
And that gentleman over there was Brian. And remember, ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls, to always keep it metal! Oh, yeah!
Rum tapping the vein, and I'm minutes bringing pain. MHOG secreting, leaving a stain. You ain't as dope as us, bitch. Stay in your lane. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Oh yeah!
Okay then. That's it.
Get